If there's any Mr. Nightmare videos you know have not reacted to, let me know that in the comment section below. Sup? Down. The hell is that? I cannot dance to save my ass.
I grew up in a neighborhood that would be considered, I'm not even gonna lie, this place is pretty fucked up. So what I'm about to tell you isn't even a surprise. Because we got crackheads everywhere, abandoned houses take up whole streets, and some of our traffic lights don't even work. We barely have police and don't have any more ambulance. Anyways, when this happened, I was 13 years old.
Right.
Now I'm 22. So one day I was walking home from school.
Jesus.
There's a street near where I live that my mother has always told me to stay away from. Reason being, there's nothing but abandoned buildings on that street, and no one lives on it except for maybe homeless people and crackheads. So one day I took that way home. I remember thinking how eerie the street was. Literally.
If your mom told you not to do something, and that's your mom's, like, she gave birth to you on some blood, like that's your blood, like that's your mom's, why wouldn't you believe her? Why would you do the opposite of what she told you? She was trying to protect your clucked ass.
No one was on the street except for me, until I made it to the middle of the street. As I'm walking, I kept looking at my phone. Then I looked to my left. Then I looked back at my phone, but then I looked back immediately because I saw a man standing in the doorway of an abandoned apartment building.
Haul ass.
I stopped immediately and made eye contact.
Wow. Cluck you. Here goes some quality, premium, grade A, Gattor certified oil. I jam it down your throat. Stop playing.
And I nodded my head at him.
What?
But he didn't react. He just stared at me. Then I just took off running.
Wow.
So the next day, I took the same way home.
Was me jamming the oil down your throat, was that not enough? Huh? Do I need to get these popcorn kernels, and do something with them? I should honestly, I should put these kernels into a BB gun. Shoot your ass.
But my friend was with me.
So?
He was the same age as me, but he looked older.
What?
But when we were walking, he said he had to use the bathroom. And he stopped to go pee on the side of a vacant house. And he told me that he'll catch up. So I kept walking, and seriously, out of nowhere, the guy that I saw yesterday in the doorway of that abandoned building hopped out from behind a tall bush.
Hell no.
He said, "Hey, what's good? I remember you from yesterday. Can you help me with something real quick?" As he said that, it took a few steps toward where he needed help while motioning me with his hand to come with him. Then he started to walk back. As he's walking back, he's talking to me. And he said, "Don't you respect your elders?" I said, "Come."
You don't want to talk to the person, you don't want to talk to my guy that's peeing on the side? You know, I got someplace to be. You know? I gotta go home and catch up on the Gattor videos. Meanwhile, you can talk to my homie right here. You know, he's still peeing. It's been 20 minutes. You know what I mean? Talk to him. I'm out. And to be honest, I don't even know who you talk to right now. Cause I've been gone. You talking to my after image, player? Cluck is you talking about?
He stopped mid-sentence and said, "Never mind."
Oh.
And he ran away after he came back from behind those bushes.
Oh yeah.
He stopped because my friend was walking back toward me. My friend asked me if I was okay, and I said, "Yeah."
No, I'm not.
But that wasn't my last time seeing that man. So one night I was sitting in my backyard, close to my porch, and I was watching this open field where this house used to be next to my house. I had the back light off, so you wouldn't even notice me if you looked back there. I could see two people in the field. I could see them, but they couldn't see me because it was nighttime and my lights were off. I was watching these people until they disappeared in the shadows at the far end of the field. Then I heard weird noises. Then what looked like someone being carried. I gasped because the person looked dead. When I made that sound, the guy was walking into the lit part of the field, and the man immediately stopped and looked toward my direction. Again, no one could see me over there. And what I noticed, when they appeared in that light, the man carrying the woman was the same man that tried to get me to go with him.
Oh yeah.
I sat still, held my breath. He couldn't see me, and he stood there for about 30 seconds looking around. Then he kept walking, and I ran into the house. I told my mother what I saw, and she said stay out of other people's business.
I'm starting to think you a stepson. You know? Cause ain't no unless you alright. You either a stepson or a skeptic generation. Cause ain't nowhere in the world your mom, you know what I mean, is like Adidas ready, got the Adidas blood in her. And you doing some cluck ass shit to the max. It's almost as if the cluckness skipped a generation and went straight to your cluck ass. Cause your mom been trying to tell you, your mom been talking to you this whole time. And at this point, I don't, hey, whatever happens to you, happens to you. But don't bring that shit to the house.
So not too long after that, a whole area in my neighborhood was surrounded by police and certain places were taped off. What we found out is that there were 3 women found in the area. One in the field next to my house, one in the garage by my house.
Oh my God.
And another one in this dude's apartment. The apartment and garage were rented by this man named Michael Madison. He's also the same guy that I saw. Thinking back, when I was walking on that street, I wonder what he wanted with me. I think maybe he wanted to kill me. Honestly, I feel lucky that I had my friend with me because I could have been his 4th victim. This man came out to be a serial killer who looked up to another serial killer named Anthony Sowell. I'm just glad he never got me.
He should have got you. All that cluck shit you.
A couple friends and I were in the house and we were drinking some pretty nasty vodka. We were all 15 years old at the time and getting bored. My friend, let's say his name is T, he mentioned a football game that was going on at the high school and that a couple of his friends are there. Shortly after getting to the high school, we met up with a couple of T's friends. My friends from my group had gotten up to get some food, so I was just sitting with T. About 10 minutes later, I get a text from one of my friends saying that they were going home and his dad was going to give them a ride. The football game ended at around 9:30, and T told me that they were going to go smoke and asked me if I wanted to come. I joined them. When we got to the field, we met up with another group of people. It was around 15 of them. Many of them clearly much older than us. They were in their, looked like early to mid-20s. So joints were being passed around and I just kept hitting them. I was uncomfortably high and all I was trying to do was focus on seeing normal. Everyone began migrating toward a tree-shrouded area surrounding a nearby lake. I had completely lost track of T at this point, and I wound up sitting on a log next to a bunch of random people in the near pitch black darkness trying to calm down.
God.
So an older guy sat next to me. He looked at me in his mid-20s. He asked me if I was okay. I said I was just a little too high and I was good. He laughed and was like, "You'll be alright. I got some snacks in there if you're hungry."
What?
I said I'd love to have some snacks, actually. So he took off his backpack and pulled out a Ziploc bag of chocolates and a water bottle and handed them to me. I thanked him and I started eating. And I started to relax a little bit. So after a while, I started to feel really nauseous and dizzy. I tried to ignore it and I decided that I was going to find T and let him know that I'm going to head home. I stood up and I staggered around, looking around the group for T. I realized that T and his friends were gone, and I was completely alone with these random people. I started getting extremely dizzy in my face.
Your friends ain't shit. I just want to let you know that first and foremost. Also, at this point, you know what I mean, whether you get candy from somebody and it's either not in a wrapper or it is in a wrapper and it's sealed up, you can't trust that. You damn sure can't trust no liquids or anything you get. You can't trust nothing. You can't trust nothing nowadays.
It was getting blurry and jumpy. I fell back onto the log and I started fading in and out. The guy that gave me the food asked me if I had finished the snacks he had given me. My breathing was labored and I felt weak. For some reason, he kept asking me if I had eaten the snacks. And then it clicked in my brain that the food that he had given me was laced with something.
You think?
I was able to tell him that I didn't eat all the food yet. He told me that I should really eat all of it and I'll feel better. I was looking around at everyone else, just hoping that someone had noticed what was going on, but no one was paying attention to me. So I told him that I set them over by the bushes. I stood up and I stumbled away, pretending to be searching on the ground for the food. I looked back and I saw that he was being handed a joint and wasn't looking. I took off through the trees as fast as I could. I got across the street into the field and I collapsed behind a shed. I wanted to fall asleep so badly, but I was able to crawl across the field on my knees, still unable to figure out where I was. I remember having a bright purplish pulse in my vision, and all sound began to lose depth, accompanied by whirling white noise. Near the end of the field, I took a moment to rest. I saw a light shining through the trees of the lake. A man crouched out from behind the brush and started shining a light up and down the street. He was yelling out, "I can give you a ride," and stuff like that. I got down on my stomach and I shimmied up the hill at the end of the field, trying to be as quiet and as fast as I could. I recognized the high school and I stumbled through the parking lot to the street light. I crossed the street without any hesitation because I was convinced that I was going to die, and just kept stumbling down the road. I was trying to put all my energy into moving forward. I made it to the entrance of the neighborhood when my legs completely gave out and I fell onto the patch of rocks. I don't know how long I was lying there, but I was startled awake by a jolting stomach pain, with vomit on my shirt and on the rocks. I moved into my stomach and inched my way up to my knees, and I crawled for what felt like an eternity, pins and needles in my whole body and unable to comprehend my surroundings. I don't remember doing anything after that until seeing a man holding onto my shoulders, nudging me awake on the curb.
Jesus.
I felt like I had just teleported, and I had a horrible migraine. He set me up while I was coming to. I finally got a grip, and I was able to breathe. He told me to stay there for a minute, while he runs inside the house and calls the cops. I still didn't fully understand what was happening, so I decided I needed to get out of there before the cops came because I had smoked weed that night. I ended up being able to walk the rest of the way home after getting to the end of the block at the playground near my house. I can remember bits and pieces, but I really couldn't think straight. I walked into my house and crashed into my bed. I took my phone out of my pocket and I seen it was nearly 5 a.m. I woke up the next day around 3 p.m. I had missed a call from T and he had texted me asking me where I was.
My ass.
I called him and I explained to him what happened. He told me he didn't know those people and they asked if he wanted to smoke the blunt with them. T and his friends had started walking down the street when everyone was going to the lake and he thought that I was with him. And they realized that I wasn't a couple of minutes down the road. Really, the moral of the story is just be careful with your surroundings. The thing is, me and T are still really cool.
My
We're good
ass.
friends to today.
Man.
I haven't really told many people about this because it's still kind of haunting to me. The fear that I felt that night is unlike any other fear I've ever felt. I felt so overwhelmingly powerless and truly believed that I was going to die at the will of someone else.
I thought you was going to die too.
Well, what I really didn't tell you is that person that I was sitting next to, I can remember bits and pieces of me looking back and seeing him, but in the far distance. I don't know what would have happened if he would have caught up to me. Again, just be careful.
He would have had some condoms and he would have been in your, that would have been your ass. Literally.
I'm a woman and this happened when I turned 30.
Jesus.
I didn't have much luck dating then. I was feeling lonely then.
Oh.
Just a few months earlier, I'd broken up with a man after discovering he'd been cheating on me.
Dang.
It was a bitter breakup and I hadn't seen him since then. Anyway, I've been walking to the local grocery store when I met a man. I've never seen him before, but he was standing near a taco truck. He was tall, skinny, and black. I won't lie. He was good looking.
Okay.
He approached me and he started talking to me. For privacy, I'll call him Stan and you can call me Ann. As we discovered our names matched, so that got our conversation going. Before I left, we'd already made plans to see each other. He seemed friendly and harmless. Usually we meet at places like the local park and just hang out for a while. Physically, all we did was kiss and make out.
Damn, that
Our
escalated.
relationship went well until almost 2 months later. At the park, Stan had suddenly asked me if we were going to do more than what we've been doing already. I told him I wanted to wait until marriage.
Oh, yeah.
He suddenly gave me a strange expression before letting out a little laugh. Hey, come on, be real. I just want to hit.
Hey, if I was there and I said, hey, mom, what's going on with us? We've been kissing for 6 years now. It's like, when we about to, I'm trying to, And you talking about you want to wait till marriage? Oh! Ah! Oh! Oh! Ah! Oh! Oh! Ah! Ah! Come on now. Don't be like that. For real? Why you playing, Ma? Why you playing, Oh, go ahead.
I'm not interested in marriage or a baby or anything. I'm sorry, but I just want to hit it. I realized he wasn't serious about us, and I merely just shrugged it off. I was upset, and I got up from the bench and I walked away, telling him I was done playing games, bidding him a goodbye. And after that, I began to ignore his phone calls and texts and refused to talk to him.
Wow.
A couple of weeks later, he showed up at my house asking what the deal was, asking why I was ignoring him.
So that's where you messed up at. He knows where you live now. So you ignoring all his phone calls and texts, messages, emails, all that don't mean nothing if he knows where you live.
Screen door, I told him that I wasn't interested in playing games. and told him that we're done. Before leaving, Stan said, "You don't spend the last with me, baby. I'll be back."
My ex. Oh no.
Sure enough, I began seeing him always in the distance, watching me. He'd never be close enough for me to call out, and then he'd just disappear before I'd approach him. It wasn't as scary as it was annoying. I didn't know where he lived, so it was almost useless calling the police. But not long afterward, I was walking to the local shopping mall to meet with my mom. As I stood near a stoplight, I heard someone call my name. As I turned around, I saw that it was Stan approaching me, like he was glad to see me. As he stood in front of me, I quickly realized that he smelled like he hadn't showered in a while, and his breath was so bad it almost made me nauseous.
Jesus.
It smelled like garbage truck juice.
Oh my God.
He said, "Hi, Ann. You miss me?" "I miss you. You still love me, don't you?"
What the
Even a little bit? His breath was so horrible, but I kept a straight face. Suddenly he got closer, and I could smell it, and it was burning the side of my face.
Oh no!
But I smelled it. I began to say, "Look, Stan, this isn't working. I don't hate you, but..." I never finished my sentence. Stan suddenly clutched me in his arms so tightly that I couldn't breathe. His body odor was too much for me. Once he locked his hands, it was almost impossible for me to get away from his bear hug that he had me in. I squirmed, but his grip got tighter. He said, "Ann, I'm protecting you back, baby. Don't worry. You're like this. I promise." I suddenly became aware he was fiddling with the back of my shirt, trying to find my bra clasp. As he got it loose, he tried to kiss me. I'd had enough. I stumped on his foot, which made him let me go. Then I brought up my leg, kicking him in his crotch, crumpled to the ground, groaning in pain. I kicked him in the side of the head, shouting at him. I composed myself and went to the mall. Only later I told my family what happened. I never saw Stan again, and I don't want to. I almost hated to do what I had to do, but knew I had no choice. Just afterward, I deleted his phone number. I blocked it and never heard from him again, gladly. To those listening, a bit of advice. Don't think that you can handle some situations by yourself. I just got lucky.
Well, I mean, it all depends on if you got Adidas blood in you too, so. Just saying. I'm glad she went for the crotch. I'm glad she went for the dick and balls. Cause yeah, no matter how tall you are, no matter how strong you are, a nice punch or kick or a hit to the dick and balls is gonna bring any man down. I don't care who you are. Jesus. Man. And then like with that first story, it would have all been avoided if you just listened to your moms and never even took the path that was closest to the abandoned buildings. Also, the second story, your friends ain't shit. Keep cool, keep classy, and I love you, stay happy. My family.